in the Haryana Cups, what's really happening over there, because the VHP is going to carry out their own, they're going to resume rather.
They're going to resume their rallies.
Now my question again is, you have the High Court that has come in and said that, this bulldozer action must stop. You have the High Court that has asked this question categorically, is this ethnic cleansing that's going on? 1,200 structures that have been raised already, overwhelmingly of one community, that community being the Muslim community. Now the VHP is going to resume the Haryana rallies. You remember what happened in Nu, right? Monu Manesar, accused in that twin murder case of Junaid and the other guy.
Interestingly enough,
their bodies burnt inside a bolero, tied and burnt. Cow vigilantes.
Cow vigilantes. And some of the cops in Haryana have now requested for the arrest of Monu Manesar. So, there are panchayats and cops that are worried about how Monu Manesar has affected the peace in Haryana. So they have in fact asked for his immediate arrest as well. And also to stay with that story, there is an interesting headline that's come from the Hindu on this. No indication Gurugram violence was planned in advance. That is what the police chief is saying. Gurugram Police Commissioner Kala Ramachandran on Thursday said that interrogation of the accused arrested in connection with the communal clashes in the city did not suggest that the violence was planned in advance. That is what it is being said. And then she said that, the commissioner said that it is stray incidents. The commissioner said stray incidents of violence by elements trying to disturb peace in the area continue to occur. The police have also taken suo motu cognizance of the cases of hate speech and registered 2 FIRs on that.
Well, Panchayat and Gurgaon village will take action when situation becomes normal, say the cops. Now, new schools are going to open up today, ladies and gentlemen. After a week of being shut due to the communal violence, school and educational institutions in Nu will open on Friday. This coming from the Deputy Commissioner Dhirendra Khadgata. Curfew will be relaxed from 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. Khadgata appealed to the ulama, religious scholars, on Thursday to encourage people to perform the Friday prayer at their homes and inspire those around them to do the same, which is again a little funny because we've had our other DGPs on our show come and tell us categorically that if they were in their place, they would make sure that the Friday prayer happens out in the open to send the right kind of confidence message that, look, nothing is wrong here, continue to do what you were actually doing. Now, ulamas have been told, and this is not the first Friday prayer that the Muslim community has been asked to stay indoors and offer their prayers indoors.
Remember,
a completely different aspect over here, but more importantly, schools are going to open and curfews have been relaxed.
Remember, the Congress delegation was not allowed to enter Nu, but then the CPM delegation was able to make an entry into Nu as such. And this is what they are saying: violence well orchestrated to garner poll dividends, says CPIM team after Nu trip. The Communist Party of India Marxist delegation has described the communal clashes in Nu as well orchestrated to garner electoral dividends in the forthcoming Assembly and Lok Sabha elections and sought a judicial probe into the violence under the supervision of the High Court. The delegation of CPIM, led by Politburo member Nilopal Basu, comprising of Rajya Sabha MPs A. Rahim and V. Shivdasan, Haryana State Secretariat members Inderjit Singh and others, the first opposition party to reach the riot hit Nu. They are the first opposition party to be in the riot hit Nu. And one interesting thing they've said is that the Mewat region is known for perfect communal harmony and there is no history of communal riots. The mobilization of the so-called religious procession organized by the right-wing outfits was entirely done from outside, comprising of rowdy mob equipped with arms.
Right. Sporadic incidents of violence, however, continue, Varghese. Yet another case of stone-pelting. Yet another case of stone-pelting was reported. This time, a group of 10 to 12 men pelted stones at a house in Bilaspur on Thursday. Police said an FIR under IPC sections of, relevant sections was registered on a complaint by Aslam, who is an electrician. Meanwhile, days after a panchayat in Gurgaon's Tigra village, you remember this particular panchayat calling for the boycott of, economical boycott of Muslims, where the Naib Imam was killed. They wanted the removal of a mosque in a particular sector in Gurugram. The police has said that they will take action. However, they're waiting for the situation to become a little bit normal. After that, you had 50 other panchayats who had, issued letters calling for boycott of Muslim traders. After which, again, a couple of those, panchayats withdrew those letters. One of those Sarpanch's story we showcased here on News9. The beauty of that story, how a lady Sarpanch who also prays at a mazar right at the entrance of the village. You know, you've got the Muslim community's place of worship, and you've got the Hindu communities is right across the road from each other. That's how you enter into the village. She withdrew the letter. A couple of other Khap panchayats followed suit. But now in Rajasthan village, a particular village in Rajasthan is feeling the heat of the new communal violence. 3 youths have been picked up. So the violence isn't over. Days after communal clashes, Singh, Haryana's new district, ripples are being felt in neighboring Rajasthan, with 3 youths from Bharatpur district's Pahadi village being picked up by investigators. While the arrests were made from New, the families of the youths, all truck drivers, insist they were there for work. One of the families has also claimed police have arrested a 16-year-old from their house. So investigations are currently on. The police is on the ground. We were showcasing those visuals also. You know, proper police's flag marches being carried out in New. But more importantly, with 1,200 houses that have been razed, you've got the High Court intervention, and the High Court has questioned that there is a little bit of a community bias that's at play in your execution of punishment.
You use the word ethnic cleansing. That's a huge word.
The words that the High Court uses is this ethnic cleansing that's going on. Was the VHP rally and its resumption, how do you look at that?
Well, already in a sensitive situation like this, when you have the resumption of such rallies, of course, there should be high security if that rally is continuing, because there are chances of it being targeted again. So it will be a security nightmare for the Qatar government as well. But then I would like to know whether Qatar, the chief minister, would actually stand by his statement that he won't be able to provide protection for all if these rallies do resume, and therefore it has the potential of creating trouble, or rather there could be trouble because these rallies are passing through sensitive areas. So I think at the moment the state government is in no position to give permission for such rallies, because peace is still very on a very, what I would say is on a very eggshell kind of a situation, where all the administration to everyone is walking on eggshells right now. I think they'll all have to be very careful when it comes to the resumption of these rallies right now. And even if they are giving permission for these rallies, they have to be very careful about providing security to these rallies, because you're going to have, of course, these rallies are going to be organized by certain organizations, but you'll have a lot of people coming from the common devotees and others would be joining it. So those people would be have to be provided with security, and at the same time I think there should be a lot of peace committees right now. Normally what happens is that you activate peace committees in areas like this, but in this area, especially in Mewat, there was no problem of a communal issue, but since it's cropped up, I think you should establish a whole series of peace committees that could immediately work on community level and grassroots levels to contain the tensions.
Well, absolutely. Again, I'm glad that the court has been intervening right at the right times. However, it took 4 days. 4 days of demolitions had already been done by the time the court had finally intervened. But again, the larger question is, those out of their homes now, what is the government doing to help them?
That is
people on the ground,
a lot of people have been displaced.
The fringe elements on the ground are, of course, forcing people to move away. Time for you to move. All right, time's up, get out. What are you doing for them is the bigger question. They are the ones who are suffering